This is Daniel Magnuson. I am presenting here today about how to access Google Classroom. I'm going to kind of move through these slides pretty quick because I want to keep the video short and there's a lot to cover. So let's start by looking at how we're going to get to Google Classroom. We're going to begin by going through Clever. And so you can find the Clever app on my website, or you could look it up. Just do a Google search to find it. When you do click on Clever or Clever Login, you should see that it says Minneapolis Public Schools here, and then you just click on log in with the Active Directory. This should open the sign in box for Minneapolis Schools. You just want to make sure that you have your username and then at mpsedu.org. Just anytime we're doing anything online, just make sure you know your email, username, and password and have it ready to go. Now, if this screen pops up, and again, I'm not exactly sure why this sometimes happens, you basically just need to do a little search for your school here. So we would go to this field, and I typed in Lake Harriet, and then it gives me the choices of lower or upper, and so I would choose upper. And then once you successfully log in through Clever, this is the first screen that you're going to see, and it has your core applications and the teacher pages. So for going to Google Classroom, you do not need to go to my teacher page. Because it is a core application, you can just log in right from here, and that's also true for Benchmark. But just going back for a moment, if you did go to my teacher web page, you can see all the apps and websites that I have there. I just have them kind of collected in one place. I'm going to do another video on Lexia Core 5 and BrainPop and Newsela. Those are some other applications that can only be found right by going to my page. So let's begin talking about Google Classroom. We're going to click on the icon and log in. Now, this is, I personally think this is a bit of an error right now, and I'm hoping there's a fix to this. The point of Clever Login is it's a single sign-on, so you shouldn't have to, you just sign in once and you shouldn't have to sign in multiple times for all the different apps. But for some reason, Google Classroom makes you do a second login, and so I'm hoping there's a fix to that. So you're going to go to you're going to go to Classroom, you're going to click here, and then it's going to ask you, it's going to bring up another login screen. So you have to enter your MPS email here. And then once you do, it'll ask you to verify, are you sure this is you? And you want to just check right here to make sure that your email address is showing. And then here we are. So once you get into Google Classroom, it should look like this. This is your home screen. It'll have, for every teacher that you have at school, they will have a Google Classroom page that will be listed here. And your unique Google icon will just be up here in the right corner. So these are your classrooms. Let's go into my classroom by clicking here, and it will take you to this screen, which is called your stream page. And it says up here at the top, it says stream, classwork, and people. If you want to look at all of your assignments and what your classwork is, you can click here and it will give you an overview of all your assignments that you currently have. I just want to point out that the headings are called topics. And then these are all the topics that I have. From time to time, I may think of a new topic and it will just get added here. So back to the stream page, this right here is sort of like an alert box that tells you if you have anything like coming up due soon. So right here, it's saying there's no work due soon right now. This top field says there's a new assignment and it's for missing work. For any Q3 work that needs to get turned in. Whenever you see something that says material, it is not an assignment, it's just resources for you. And then down here, you may see from time to time just like a letter to the class or some message from me. So let's say you have a missing assignment. You would just go here and it will take you to the assignment page. Typically, if I create an assignment, there's just going to be like one thing that you're going to turn in for that assignment. This is a little different because it's like a virtual basket that will just collect all of your work, and you can turn in up to 10 assignments in one place. Whenever you click on assignment, the first thing you should be looking at is when's the due date, and it's always right there. Then there's usually a description of the assignment. And then if you want to ask me a question about the assignment, you could always do so here, and it's just private to me. And then now we're going to talk about how your work is turned in to me. And that's this area right here. The first thing that you'll do is when you click, if you have work to turn in, it's going to show you work that is already completed and ready to turn in. It's going to be these first 3 links. So if you've already done something and it's sitting on your desktop or it's in your Google Drive and it's done, you can go back and find it here. So it would look something like this, where you would add your assignment. You would click this box here, and then I'm going to scroll down to File, and I am going to reach over to my desktop, and I have a PDF there, and I'm going to pull that PDF and drop it in right there, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom and upload the PDF. And what it will show is that in Google Classroom, it's processing. This is the turning in of the assignment there. And then you click Turn In, and it'll kind of give you a warning message here. Yep, you're going to turn it in. And now I have the assignment, and it's showing Unsubmit, which is basically telling me that that is taken care of and the assignment has been turned in. So now let's say that instead of the file being on my desktop, it's in my Google Drive. So we're going to click on Google Drive, and now this is just pulling it from a different location. I could do just like I did before, but now I'm just selecting the same assignment that's sitting in my Google Drive, and I'm pulling it over from Google Drive and turning it into the missing work basket here. So it's thinking for a moment, and then I need to remember to click to turn in. Once I click turn in, then it'll just kind of prompt me to just make sure that I'm doing that correctly. And that's all there is to it. If you're using, like, let's say I create an assignment and you haven't attached anything and you want to start a doc, and a document of some kind, and you're starting it from scratch and you haven't done it yet, you can do your assignment as a doc, a slide, a sheet, a drawing. You could pick one of these apps, and then it will upload automatically here when you create it. So only when you're going back, like that previous link, only when you're attaching old work do you need to go find it, upload it, and then turn it in. But if you start your work from within Google Classroom, it'll already be attached. Okay, so I just showed you how to turn work in. So now we are at this point where the assignment is in here and it says Unsubmit. That Unsubmit means you've successfully turned the document into Google Classroom, and so I can view it on my end. Just to note, if you turn something in, it will switch to view only for you. So you really can't make changes to the assignment once you turn it in. If you did want to make changes to the assignment, you can always click Unsubmit and kind of take it back. And there's 2 reasons why you would do that. First, if there's like more work that you need to add, you can always click Unsubmit and then attach other files. Or if you want to take an assignment back to make edits or changes to it, you can always go Unsubmit, take it back, fix it up, and then resubmit it. Okay, so I just want to go back to the stream page and talk for a moment about the History Alive chapters in materials. Again, It's material. So even though it looks like an assignment, the icon is even a little bit different. This is not an assignment. There's not anything for you to turn in when it says material. It's just resources for you to use. So we're going to click on that, and it will take us to this chapter. It says History Alive, textbook chapters, blue. And so here I have, so far I've scanned some of the chapters, just not all of them. And I also did the American History Orange book that's sitting in here too. So if you wanted to, like we're going to be looking at slavery right now, and that's chapter 8 in History Alive, you could click on that, and what's going to happen is it's going to take you to the Google Doc that I created of that chapter. So questions, just email me any questions you have. If I'm presenting this through Google Meet, this would be a time to pause, and then you could post any questions on the chat feature, and then Mr. Murphy and I can answer those. Again, we're learning as we go, right along with you on this. Be safe and be well, and we will talk to you soon.